Hello everybody, today we are animating LAAT deployment. We will start with the mocap, then we prepare the animation, and finally we will build the final scene in Unreal Engine 5. So, here we are in Rokoko Studio. We will create a new project and a new scene. And we can see the suit is currently lying here beside me. And as a little bonus, check out this cursed look of me putting the suit on. So, before the mocap, we have to start by calibrating the suit and check it in the motion, how it looks. Alright, and now for the mocap itself, we will do all the motions we have to do, and we can continue with the cleanup. Alright, let's clean up the mocap. So, over here we can see sitting animation, but my plan was to make his legs free. So here we can see it automatically placed land logs for us, which is something I'm not really interested. Apart from the end of the animation where, well, he's running, so this is where we actually need it to not drift the animation. So I'm gonna export this animation twice, and the second is gonna be just the part here running where I'm gonna set up the land logs, but over here I'm just gonna disable locomotion. Let's see how it looks. Okay, we're gonna save it. So yes, I'm gonna save it right to the Unreal Engine 5 skeleton, even though I'm still gonna use iClone in the middle. In many tutorials I've seen that the best way to do it is Mixamoric, but I noticed that with mini skeleton I actually get better results in iClone than with the Mixamo. So I'm just gonna go with that. For iClone you're gonna need T-pose, but if you are going straight to the Unreal Engine, you need A-pose. Okay, so now I will export the motion to my mocap library. And after that, I can prepare the locomotion version. And we only need it from the part of disembark. So how about let's start with the locomotion. As I'm going through iClone, I can just make a smoothing between these two movements. Sometimes it works, sometimes it works, but it's more problematic basically. A lot of the time you just have to cheat the system. Okay, so this is the locomotion part, and I'm gonna zoom specifically on the section. I'm gonna remove this segment. And basically over here there should not be even this, so will it let me? Yes. Let's make it so that he's not really on the ground in this part. And hop. And he's running. Okay. It's usually better not to have these blind spaces, so always make sure at least one leg is down for the locomotion to work right, not any stutters and similar things. So over here I'm gonna perhaps do it a bit like this so it overlaps. Yes, that looks good. I believe I see it drift a bit backwards, so like this. Yes, it's looking alright. Over here it should be blue again. Basically up to this point, so just like this. So now that we have this locomotion part, I'm just gonna export it as well. Okay, next thing, I'm gonna have to make a running cycle for my clones, and I will do that in Rokoko Studio Preview, as this feature is not yet added to the stable version of the Rokoko Studio. Okay, I feel like I actually forgot absolutely everything about this layout, so let's find, yes, like this. Let's say he's running like this. Bam bam bam. Okay. Let's add what we need here. So what was it? Yeah, this is smoothing. This is smoothing. Alright. Let's smooth like, I don't know, strength 5. Alright, next thing, I'm gonna add the loop filter into the timeline and apply the magic loop to it. Let's go with start from origin. And we also gonna need the closed loop for this one. And now it's just about trying to find the right transition time and smoothing levels. And I'm not gonna bother you with that. Alright, welcome to iClone. I already placed the LAAT model here for reference. Now I'm gonna place the model of the clone here. It's actually just a low-res version of the clone, because in the final fun film this is meant to be a background animation, and well, there's a lot of clones and I don't want to burn my computer. So I will apply the motion. And I have to set up the UE5 skeleton. And we also need a T-pose, so the first frame of the motion itself. Now I'm just gonna check the settings. We need 60 FPS. And the root motion should be alright like this. Okay, convert. Now we need to remove the first frame, the T-pose frame. And we will also have to correct the position, the pose. You can use motion modifier tools, but also the posing tools themselves. First, I have to position the off arm to the gun. And then I will use the reach target function, which is basically an IK restraint that will glue the offhand to the gun in any position. Now I just have to fine-tune the pose and position of the character. Now I will do the very same thing for the next character all over again. Only difference is I will have to keyframe the reach target over here, because the animation starts with only one hand on the gun and the offhand will be added later. Next thing, I will apply the running loop to the character, and I will once again have to pose the character and modify it so that it looks right. Over here, to blend it with the previous animation, we will have to use motion direction tool. And in order for this tool to work, we need to first disable the reach target, and then we can enable it later again. Now I can duplicate the motion a few times, get some distance from the LAAT, and we will have to do pretty much the very same thing for all the characters that are gonna disembark from the LAAT. So for this video, we can continue in the Unreal Engine now. So, welcome to my Geonosis. First off, I still have to finish the landscape and paint it. For now, it's just a basic landscape, but we are also making the specific Geonosis structures and also Trade Federation command chips to the background. Alright, so let's try to finish it. I'm gonna place the clone here and I will apply the motion to him, and I gotta position him inside the LAAT. After he's in his position, I can go to animation tab, animation mode, and I will apply a constraint here, a parenting constraint, and will parent him to the bone part 1. And now he should move with the LAAT. Okay, that's nice. When we apply this keyframe, it should end the constraint, and once he touches the ground, he will no longer be he will no longer be part of the LAAT parenting. I'm not sure. Okay, that's nice. So let's just do the position for LAAT and see how it looks. Alright, something like that. So let's go for another one. We'll basically do the very same thing. Parent him and make the keyframes for it, and the keyframes before he leaves. Alright. And we will do so for the others as well. Nothing new here, just the same old boring stuff all over again. By the way, you can use this parenting constraint, for example, even for decals, for example. So if you want a burn mark or something like that to place on your character, you can do it like this. Alright, so this is the final one. After that I will position the cupolas and the doors for the LAAT, so it has some motion and it's not just a static mesh. It's time to create some lasers, some blaster fire. In this example, it's gonna be the laser for the LAAT cupola. So we need a very long capsule for it. And we will create a material, amulet, material. We will make it with parameters so that we can change it to other colors later on. just like that. Now it's just about positioning inside to the cupola, position it to the cupola and connect it via the parenting we've seen before. So now in the timeline we will just decide when it's visible and when it's not visible, and that way we have a nice shooting of the laser. Then I'm making some other blaster fire, but later on I decided to make a blueprint. I will show it in some other video. We are also placing some other atmosphere stuff like local fog. And also we have to position other clones. And now, let's check out the final scene.
Move out. Go, go, go! Covering fire.
And that's it. Thank you for watching. Also, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and you can write a comment what would you like to see next. See you later.